Hey, happy midday on this Tuesday. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd, and on this lunchtime on Tuesday, some of us are dealing with rainfall. A check of the visible satellite this afternoon shows a pretty distinct cloud line associated with our advancing cold front. By the way, this forecast made possible by ServPro. Monroe, West Monroe, faster to any size disaster. Visit servpro.com for more. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's take a look at the visible satellite. Again, quite a bit of cloud cover associated with this advancing front, but along with it, a pretty sharp clearing to the northwest. So as we go later into the afternoon and evening, the skies should clear pretty rapidly. Check of your radar made possible by Browns Roofing, brownsroofingla.com, and shows the scattered showers and the occasional rumble of thunder where the heavier rainfall has been. Most of that was earlier today, and we're already kind of losing the lightning, so a lot of this is just relegated to shower activity. You can see only 10 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes. So again, the occasional rumble of thunder, but some brief downpours to be had as most of this continues to advance off to the southeast. Farther westward, the rain is much more widely scattered, and it is much lighter in intensity as it continues generally along and south of I-20 this afternoon. Again, adding a few hundredths of an inch of rain at ULM at the ULM Mesonet site powered by the University of Louisiana Monroe. I believe they were approaching a quarter of an inch of rain. So obviously the scattered downpours have led to some higher rain totals in some spots versus others. Lake Providence approaching an inch of rainfall. Portions of Madison Parish also seeing quite a bit of rain earlier today as well. A wide array of temperatures. In fact, we've had temperatures fall at the Monroe Airport. Up 3 degrees. We were at 66. Now we're at 69 degrees. 67 in Ruston, 71 in El Dorado. But ahead of the front, we're still quite warm into the upper 70s to low 80s. Natchez is at 81. A lot of those areas will see the clouds and the rain start setting in a little bit later this afternoon. Front continues to advance southward, and the winds are out of the north, again, up to 10 miles per hour in some locations, and that could increase the fire weather risk. I know that some areas are seeing rain, but even considering that, still quite dry outside. Check out the water vapor imagery, and you can see the trough of low pressure that's helping, and the mid-level disturbance that's helping to drive this front through the region. But really what takes hold through the rest of the week is kind of a transitional pattern. Ridge of high pressure moves into place in the short term across the central United States, but it's also kind of giving way to a broad upper low that will get a little bit stronger through the Four Corners region by Friday. And at that point, we're already starting to stir up the subtropical moisture with some southwesterly winds aloft. Friday's probably just a general increase in cloud cover before the storm system starts digging into our area on Saturday. Upper lows tend to move, cutoff upper lows tend to move rather slowly. Cutoff meaning they're kind of cut off from the upper level pattern, so they don't tend to move with the upper level winds as quickly. And so this could be a slow mover that kind of trudges through the region Saturday and Sunday, bringing rain and thunderstorms. The severe weather threat is uncertain at this point. I would consider it low, fairly low at this point. But this time of year, it's hard to at least not envision some isolated severe threat. Then the upper low starts to kind of open back up, get absorbed into the upper pattern. And that gives way to a new storm system that'll move through the area early next week. And that one may move in too quickly behind that upper low to really take advantage of any kind of primed environment. It's a little too early to really speculate on if it could bring severe weather or anything like that. But the forecast rainfall over the next 7 days really focuses most of that rain in the Saturday and Sunday time frame. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of widespread 1 to 2 inch rain totals before the weekend is over. Again, it's still very early in the forecast process, so I don't want folks to see this and start thinking too much. But if you have outdoor plans for this weekend, and I know some have already been canceled, but if you have outdoor plans, probably want to start thinking about some indoor alternatives if you can. And again, if you have weekend plans, I wouldn't panic yet, but I would take this in mind and as part of the forecast. It does look to be fairly soggy. Still could change. The timing of the system and the overall makeup and evolution of the system could change as well, but at this point, rain looks to be a part of Saturday and Sunday. Tropical storm Melissa formed out over the central Caribbean earlier today. Not really an immediate hazard. I posted a video about it earlier, but not an immediate hazard for us in the United States. But if you are vacationing through the Caribbean, that's where you would probably see some bigger concerns as this storm kind of just wanders off to the west-northwest. and then eventually the north over the next 5 days. Could become a hurricane as it starts to kind of nudge toward the Jamaican coastline. But again, in the short term, in our area, no hazards expected. Scattered showers and the occasional rumble of thunder continue to wander east today. Temperatures obviously just depend on location, aiming for the low to mid 70s, and winds will be breezy out of the northwest. Lows tonight, upper 40s to near 50. Again, some pretty sharp clearing across the area, so if you have evening plans, the sky should clear out pretty rapidly. It will be rather chilly by around daybreak tomorrow. Temperatures will fall into the 50s tonight, so if you have Louisiana Tech football plans, I know they play at 6:30, should be fine, but you may need some long sleeves or a light jacket just in case, especially if you don't like the cooler temperatures. So look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware, and no big surprise here that sunshine's back in Wednesday, Thursday, back into the low 80s for the end parts of this week, but the rain chances are obviously back in Saturday and Sunday, could creep into Monday and Tuesday. Again, I've kept the rain chances a little bit more conservative until we kind of figure out what that storm system's going to be what we'll be dealing with storm system-wise, but showers and cloud cover do look to make for kind of a dreary weekend ahead. So again, if you have outdoor plans, you may want to start thinking about indoor alternatives or adjusting the schedule if you can, because it does look to be rather soggy. I'll have a look at the Louisiana Tech football forecast in about 90 minutes or so. I'll join you later today with a look at the evening forecast, just in case anything changes regarding the Saturday, Sunday stuff. We'll obviously take a look at that. We'll take a look at how the rain continues to migrate through the region. Your fish and game forecast comes out later this evening. And that pretty much does it at midday. Don't forget, Apple users, the Digital Weather Desk app is now available. Just search Digital Weather Desk in your app store. You may have to scroll down a little bit, but you should find it. Android users, I do not have a new update for you yet. Should be any day now. When it's available, I'll obviously let you know. And, of course, you can check the interactive radar and the latest forecast, which has just been updated in the last hour or so on the app or at digitalweatherdesk.com.